because we'll start soon. Recording will start. The red light is on.
We're in.
That's for Charlie. We are recording.
Yeah.
I am back.
All right. Thanks for joining me from an undisclosed location. We were recording.
That sounds so bad.
It does. It does. I should listen. Yellowstone came back, and we want to have this emergency podcast. You heard the sirens at the beginning of the episode that I'm going to edit in and post. We're coming back because it's an emergency. Yellowstone's back, and we want to talk about it. And the only reason I watched Yellowstone is because the woman sitting to my left suggested it to me years ago, and I actively ignored her because she's much younger than me, so her interests cannot be the same interests as mine. She's too young. Keeping in mind I have a Captain America shield in my classroom, I'm way more mature, though, than that. I was wrong. Yellowstone's great. Here we are. A little bit about it briefly. It came out in 2018. You've heard of the show. It's everywhere. It follows the Dutton's family. They own a huge ranch in, where are they? Is it Montana?
Montana.
I always blank on this.
Oh, my gosh.
5 total seasons. And did I introduce you yet?
No, but that's okay.
Fallon's back. She's been here before. This is her 4th time, 5th if you count the editing one. She's here. We know her. She's great. Kevin Costner plays John Dutton. Luke Grimes, Kelly Riley, Wes Bentley, many others in this fantastic show. Critically acclaimed.
It's fine. You're doing great. We're on a crunch.
I know we're on a time crunch, and I'm trying not to.
The pressure is on.
When the premiere came out, 5.4 million viewers watched it. The season 5 premiere had 8.8 million. This mid-season premiere thing, like 13 millions came through. Here is the issue. Kevin Costner was obviously leaving the show. He's departing it. Everything we've read online on the interwebs is there were scheduling conflicts. He really wanted to make this movie Horizon, which Charlie saw and talked about in the podcast and said it was basically hot garbage. Fallon, it was terrible.
See, I refuse because I almost have like a bitter feeling towards this because of Yellowstone. Yellowstone is gold.
I understand a passion project. This podcast is basically a passion project, but he put $100 million of his own money into his passion project, and it made $31 million so far, so much that they canceled the sequel. But he's out of Yellowstone. Took a while for the show to actually come back. It is finally back. The premiere came out a few days ago. We're just doing a quick about the first episode, a little conversation real quick, and then Fallon will join us again when we review the whole thing with Mr. McDonald when he watches it too. What did you think they were going to do when you knew Kevin Costner wasn't coming back? Like, if you could write it yourself, what did you think they were going to do?
Well, if I could write it myself, he wouldn't be dead.
Right.
But I knew they were going to kill him. There was no way you get rid of him because even if you tried to put a scenario where he went into hiding for some reason because they were trying to take his land or he went undercover for whatever, he would still have to make some sort of appearance.
He's not that guy. He's the
just
run
not.
From the farm guy.
And the fact that he had near-death experiences, how many times I knew he was going to get killed off.
Yeah, I thought he was going to die. I just didn't know how. I hoped they would move the plot forward, which it looks like it's going to, instead of just, random heart attack. The only thing that worked out, and we're going to get to the episode in a minute, but the thing that worked out best for them was the fact that in the last episode before this, Jamie alluded to the fact of getting rid of his dad in that final, before they knew it was going to happen. So they were able to pull that string and make it work coming back. If he hadn't said that, it would have appeared to come out of left field. That happened to work. But it's tough. There's some parts of it I didn't like. It's some parts that I caught off guard. You told me about something the other day.
So here's the thing. As soon as I saw the opening where Beth was speeding into the lot, I knew he was dead. But I was so confused the whole episode because I was like, I kept having to stop and Google and figure out where they were. They never said he moved into the governor's mansion.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing to me where I was like, why is he in this building? What house are we in? And then it wasn't until the news reports that they were like, oh, Governor whatever Dutton has died or is presumed dead or however they worded it. He would never leave the ranch.
He would never leave the ranch.
Never leave it.
He had the events at the ranch. The last episode, I've gotten to the point now when a new season starts, I YouTube let's say I'm watching season 5 or something, I'll YouTube season 4 recap. Watch the 10-minute recap before I start the next season because I don't remember anything.
Right.
So before this episode of Yellowstone, I YouTube season 5 Yellowstone recap, watched it, and remembered some of the moments. Oh, they're out in Texas with the cattle, and he just had the event at the house, and one of the old ranchers died out on the march and everything. I was able to piece it together, but your point is valid. He's not leaving that place. There's no reason for him to be in the government. That governor's house is by himself. as a writer, if he dies if he dies on the farm, you have to explain how no one else was around when the gunshot went off and heard it, right? Where was Beth? Where were all the people on the hands? Like no one heard it. So then,
but you're in the governor's mansion. How many people are working round the clock in the governor's mansion? There's no way.
Could it be a plot point then? Maybe that's something they come up. Maybe one of them will say, I'm hoping, like to your point, that when they investigated, when the son investigated, Casey, thank you. I'm saying it in my head. When he investigates it, he looks into like, what is he doing here? Because why would he even be? I hope it's a plot point. Otherwise, it's just.
I'm disappointed.
Fake car accident. Like you could have did something else. No, a car.
It's too far. I feel like they were like, here, we got thrown this awful situation, and we're just gonna make mud with it because it.
I don't know what could have been better though. Because if you do a fake car accident, now everyone has to investigate it. But by pretending it to be a suicide, now it's just a family who knows it's not true, but everyone else accepting it. So it becomes more of that. But they're gonna get him. And there's only a few many episodes left, but I'm looking forward to it. He said,
but now when is the next episode?
Next week. They're doing them.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, they're gonna go.
I heard something that said it wasn't until December.
Oh no, I think they're going.
Okay.
I think it's going through all these. I like the stuff I saw with Rip in the beginning. Like the episode was a lot of Rip out in Texas. And as I'm watching it, which I don't understand, he was like, let the one people pet the horse and then curse out the other people that suggested it, which is classic. And I thought, like, okay, maybe they're humanizing him, because if this show continues, and maybe they don't call it Yellowstone, they call it something else, but
that's kind of like what
1923
and 1883.
No, but I think they might keep the cast, but not call it Yellowstone, rename it, because maybe he gets a cut of the Yellowstone itself. So if they call it something different,
4 6s,
whatever, right? He doesn't, but you have to keep Rip and you have to keep Beth because they're there. Right, and the other people. I felt like that opening scene was almost humanizing Rip a little bit more. Like he's being nice to the kid. He's doing things that we don't. It's a little out of character. He's more like show up rough, beat people up. The emotion's not there, other than with Beth. So I was thinking, all right, maybe he will be the future lead.
I think that Casey has to hold the show because he's the new legacy. So he's going to hold the show on his back. I still think that Rip is going to stay almost like Beth's sidekick because I think she's too strong of a character for him to overtake John Dutton's role. I think that
all three of them work, but
I don't
see
know.
What you're saying.
I don't know.
But
I think
Casey's always so like
he's a lot more
passive.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So like it's a complete. Now this could be the catalyst that turns him into more of an aggressive person because his father just got murdered.
But there was a reason why Beth was never the lead, and it was always Kevin Costner because Beth has that like instability to be the lead. Like that's just who her character is. She's unstable. She's unpredictable. She can't really control her emotions. So that's why I think Casey is going to be the new Kevin Costner in the series, where he has to be like the steady head, like where he has to make those decisions because Beth has to remain in her crazy role.
Yeah, she's a second lead.
She is definitely.
But I felt that opening scene was trying to step Rip up to be more than just guy in sunglasses and a leather coat, but listen, this show worked with 3 or 4 or 5, if you count the people who worked on the farm. Great characters. So for the 3 of them being the focal point, Jamie's obviously the villain on the other side of the table. It can still work. I'm still looking forward to it. I want him to pay for what he did. But you had that Jamie, I don't know, I really wanted this moment.
Yeah.
But he did say it, they did it, and now you have that aspect of it too, but they're going to get him.
I don't know. I can't help but wonder what the show was supposed to be. Were they going to
wrap it up anyway?
No, there was no way that they were going to.
No, it's a catch.
They were never. I would do anything to get the writers and find out what their plan was with Kevin Costner, because there was no way it was to kill him off. If he survived that one gunshot at where he was stranded on the side of the road and he didn't die at that point, like there was no way that they had a plan to do this.
No, they were going to kill him off because he wanted to leave. But then, right? How would this? It looked like they were going to war, and Beth was suggesting they dump him in the train station. Obviously, they were going to go head to head. It probably would have been bloody because some of the last couple seasons have been kind of slowish. I think this final season would have been bloody regardless. I don't think he would have died though, but I think now they just had to up the stakes a little bit. I know you didn't watch The Penguin. I watched The Penguin recently, and if anyone watched it, it's going to win all sorts of Emmys. But it was edge of your seat all 9 episodes of like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And it subverted expectations where you thought it was going one way and they pivoted so much that at the end, this is just gasoline on an idea of like, they're going to go to war. Oh, cool. Let's just wipe him out.
Right.
That's crazy. Rip is on edge too. It's going to be rough. I think they're amping it up. They are afraid. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that I was going to say I'm fearful that the trailers are going to be better than what the show is, because I just can't imagine them doing it without Kevin Costner.
But his specter is like hanging over it, because this whole show is he's still the main character without being in the show.
Is that why his name is on the credits?
I think he probably owns part of that stuff. And I don't think taking his name off would be, maybe they have some old footage they're not going to use.
Right, or is it because they're using his name?
Or they paid
him
for the whole season, so maybe his name has to be on it, because when your name's on it, you get like a portion of it. This entire rest of season is back 6 or whatever it is. It's him. It's his death is driving its entire thing.
Season.
There's nothing else other than it's a revenge story, basically, for the rest of it. I'm here for it, because Jamie and them have been like for a while, so I don't know.
What's your prediction? Will Jamie die?
Oh yeah, he has to pay.
But
I don't know if he's gonna take him out. Yeah, I don't think he's going to jail. Someone there has to. So
let's mark it right now here on November 14th. Yeah, at the beginning of part 2 of Yellowstone. Your prediction is that Jamie's going to be killed off.
Yes.
Okay. See, and
because I don't see him coming back from this. No one's going to accept him, and I can't see him doing a spinoff, because he's now the reason your favorite person's dead. He can't walk away.
Right.
But who goes with him? Does anyone die with him? Does one of our the good guys quote unquote die? What do you think?
How do I think this is going to end? Yeah. I think that I don't think Jamie's going to die. I'm predicting that Jamie's either going to have to create a new identity and move. I mean, he's a kid and stuff. Remember that?
I mean, he also killed his own father.
Jamie, I think his biological father.
Yeah, Jamie has so many skeletons.
Oh my God, you're so right. That's what I'm saying.
He needs some sort of comeuppance.
No, he's gonna leave.
And he killed his father. He killed his real father, his stepfather, and he always, when he does it, it's crying, and then he goes back to being evil again. No, he needs to get it. I think Beth has to take him out.
I don't disagree that he deserves it. My point is that he is not gonna die. So my question is Yellowstone going to end at the end of this part 2 season?
Yeah, I think they have to end it. I think they have to restart it, different name,
like a spinoff,
maybe just name the name of the house. I don't know what they want. Beth and Friends. I don't know.
Beth and Friends.
Yeah, I think they have to.
You know, in Spanish they had a telenovela called Betty la Fea, and they made it Ugly Betty in English, and they had an English version of it. This is going to be
that's
where it's an awful spinoff.
That's what it has to be.
Beth and Friends.
I'm going to watch the whole thing.
I'm going to watch it too. Might be disappointed and a little cynical about it, but I'm going to watch it.
Thanks for doing this with me, despite the
okay.
constant interruptions. And I will see you 7 episodes later in a different format.
Okay.
It'll be nice.
Sounds good.
All right. That's the podcast. Fallon's here. Mr. Richardson. Talk to you next time. Emergency is over. Go back about your business. I don't like how I ended that.
Go back about your business.
Go back about. That's stupid.
Go back about. I can't figure it out another way.
I'm just trying to. All right. Go about your day.
There
That's
it is.
Better. We've done it.
Make it a great day.
Avoid train stations.
Yeah.